Good evening.
Coach Deborah has a passion and purpose to assist young men, ages 15 to 24, to overcome obstacles and build their best lives. She wants to see every young man live out their potential. She has a master's degree in human services counseling, with a major in life coaching. More importantly, she is the mother of 3 boys, who are exceptional, educated, professional men. Coach Deborah believes it is better to train early, rather than need to fix later. She utilizes basic principles and God-led concepts. Sometimes the only thing a young man has is their credibility or their name. The actions they take are based on the decisions they make. Those decisions align with their choices and result in consequences. Coach Deborah can assist you if you are lost, floundering, or confused. Embrace the help and start building your best life today.
Welcome back to another exciting episode here with Build Your Best Life. I'm Coach Ricardo Miller. Man, I am pumped. I'm excited. I am looking forward to today's talk. I am joined with 3 other distinguished gentlemen. I have Derek. He needs to be unmuted. He's the coach. He's the guy who's been helping a bunch of people. Derek, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Man, I am doing wonderful. It's good to have you on with us this morning. And then we have Coach Dr. Wilborn. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. I'm great. I'm glad to be back, man. Been gone for a minute, man. You know, just running around doing things, but I definitely miss talking to you guys. So I'm excited, for this talk we're gonna have today.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And then the one and only Deacon Dan Smith. How's it going, sir?
It is going well. Everything is great. God is just a blessing. Everything's just been so good.
Yeah.
And it's always a pleasure to get present with you gentlemen there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I have the distinct privilege of talking about, man, bad credit today. Listen, we need every mother with a son to go ahead and bring in the family and say, these guys are talking about a subject matter. And let me tell you something, I think all of us with someone had shared with us the importance of this subject. So let's dive right into this. Dr. Wilborn, let's your view on when we think about the term bad credit. Let's start there.
Okay, when you're talking about bad credit, you're talking about, not being able to fulfill obligations of something that, that you take and you borrow. And by not paying it back, it messes up your credit. It messes up a whole lot of different things in your life because when you're talking about credit, credit is life.
Wow.
Nobody really buys anything anymore with cash.
Right.
So, credit is the only way. Credit can make you or break you. So,
Wow.
yeah. So having good credit is a must in a society today.
Yeah.
And without credit, you really can't do anything anymore.
Wow. Limited. I'm from the Bahamas, Derek, and we didn't do credit tracking like that here in the United States. So for when I first move here, man, just give me a card, and if I can't pay it, man, what's up? Come find me. Come
Right.
find me. What's up? What's up? Derek, man, when you think the term, bad credit, what comes to mind?
When it comes to bad credit, I think of untrustworthy.
Hmm.
That's the term that comes to my mind because credit is based off of trust. Trust is saying if I lend you this money, I'm trusting you to pay it back. And so our credit report, our credit profile is built on our ability to pay that money back.
Yeah.
And so that's what the banks or creditors are looking at to see that if you are trustworthy or not. And so for me, when I say the first word that comes to my mind when I think bad credit is untrustworthy.
So good. Deacon Dan, I know you were in law enforcement. I don't know if back in the day fellas say, man, send the cops for me, man, because I ain't paying the note. Okay. I'm just saying, what y'all gonna do? What's your view on that term, bad credit?
Bad credit, I feel like those one that's not disciplined. And they don't have the respect of what they have in their possession or what they get from other people. Something that's gonna follow them throughout their life. And there's a little lack of education on that. So that's my take on that bad credit.
Okay, gentlemen, let's talk about this. If given the chance to pay a bill or to splurge on a date or boys trip to Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I mean, if it's up to paying a bill, I mean, why is it that the bill is put on the back burner? Why is that they, most guys, especially under 30, who don't understand the importance of, hey man, pay your bills on time. Dr. Wilburn, we're gonna start with you. What's your view there about people putting it on the back burner? Hey, it's the weekend, sir. It's the weekend. I'm gonna pay what I can pay.
We're gonna go out, we're gonna have fun. I ain't gonna worry about this bill right now. I got all day, I got a month, I got 2 months. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on the back burner because I know it's gonna get paid one way or another. I'm gonna take my time and pay on it. So I'm gonna go out there and just spend money for everybody. We're gonna have a good time, go get drinks and do whatever you not thinking about the detriment it's going to cause you later on down the road. And especially, your percentage rates go up in the whole 9 yards and you get late fees on top of that in the whole 9 yards. And you're not fulfilling, like I said, not fulfilling your obligation of paying it when you're supposed to. So we don't think about, okay, let's pay it right now. What we think about is, I got time.
Wow.
Okay, long as I get this in, 30 days. Well, let's say you have 30 days to pay your bill. I'm going to wait until the 25th or 26th day, and then I'll pay it. So I'm good.
Wow.
That's what they do. They don't think about paying it when they need to pay it on time.
So good too. I remember, man, living by myself and having to pay bills. Let me tell you, when the bill came in the mail, when I opened it up, I went straight to my desk and pulled out the checkbook. Come on, Deacon Dan, this is how I did it. And I wrote that check and went back to the box and dropped that back in the box. I didn't wait until about 30 days to, because that's how you get that incredible credit score, man. You won that 800 and 820, right? Now, Derek, guys who I see you with them Jordans, Derek. I see you with them Jordans. So Derek, a lot of guys put that bill on the back burner because they want to look fly. What you say?
When it comes to that, I look at it and I say, today's time, we are really built. Most people react out of emotion. And I think that splurging on a trip, we can put that on social media, or the other things that we can buy to make ourselves look good and fill some of the voids that we're missing. I think that's why we put those things first. And paying bill has less of um, emotional like reward. And so we want to look good. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want other people to think that we have what we don't have. Instead of really focusing on what's truly important or necessary, I think that that's why a lot of us, majority of us, focus more on the external things as far as splurging and going on dates and buying those clothes, those shoes, instead of doing what's most important and paying those bills and being responsible individuals with our financial means.
So good. Deacon Dan, I heard how you've educated your children to make sure they are homeowners, man. You can't buy no nice home with no bad credit. Now, how did you get that discipline in there where you help them, hey man, you can't put the bills on the back burner. Talk about that back burner bill.
Well, that back burner bill is something that I guess you would have to really discipline yourself, because if you still in the, I'm gonna say, in the world per se,
Yeah.
you like to party, hang out with the boys, splurge, then this way you're gonna get that behind. So it's something that you just said, take it out, pay it, and you don't have to worry about it.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm trying to instill in them. Hey, go ahead and pay it. Don't put it on the back burner. Don't sit it up there, because one of the things you can do, one or two things, you could forget it, or you're gonna be late. So why give them, why give them extra money?
Right.
Why waste your money going that way when you can build it up? And then you still, if you pay it on time, that means you gotta have money to go and splurge.
Right. Man,
this is a big thing.
Yeah. Late payment will get you, man. Right. Late payment will get you. Okay. Now I think paying my bills on time was one of them things Karen was attracted to when she met her brother. You know what I'm saying? She was like, do you have any pink slips? Do you have any outstanding bills? Let's talk about this. Why do college students, especially first year students, fall into credit debt trap so much? I mean, it happens so fast. It's happened so much. What's your view on that, Coach Wilbon?
Okay, my view on that is because a lot of them, they're not actually taking time to think about paying the bill when they need to pay the bill, because when you're in your first year of college, all that's coming to your mind is trying to make sure you got your books, you got your room and board, you're doing all these different things to get yourself straight for school, but you're not thinking about, okay, if I got this credit card and I'm out here, spending, money on this credit card and paying it back. So you get lost. You tend to get lost a little bit. The reason why I say this, because I was one of those type people. When I first go, even though I was in the military, and I was going to school in the whole 9 yards, when I did have a credit card, I used it, pretty much. And I got behind because I wasn't thinking about, paying my bill when I needed to pay my bill. Like I say, college in itself is a whole lot of pressure. And you're not, like I said, you're not really thinking about, what you're doing as far as, your credit in the whole 9 yards, because it's like you're in another world. So that's why a lot of kids, get behind. Not just kids and adults as well. They get behind because they're not thinking, pay this, pay that. They're thinking about what they're doing while they're in college, trying to take care of what they need to take care of that way.
So good. Derek, when you think about the credit card trap, I mean, come on. I mean, hey, here's the deal. It's been around for so long. Angela Marks, you're watching. It's been around, and the parent tells the child, the teacher tells the child, the professor tells the child, yet they're like, I'm going to beat the system. The system is like gambling, man. The house is going to win. Derek, what's your view when we talk about credit card traps for those, especially first year college students?
I really agree with Angela, and it's an oxymoron. They're going to college to be educated, But what the one thing that school really doesn't teach us about is financial literacy. And that's one of the key things that we need in order to be successful and productive adults. And so they fall into the trap of credit cards because they're not fully educated on it. And it's so easy because once you get out of high school, you hit that 18 mark, credit cards are coming in the mail. And it's so easy and accessible, but it's also the lack, there's a lack of responsibility that's taught around that. And so it's like you give a kid $1,000 with no responsibility attached to it, they're going to spend it on what they want to spend it on. And it's the same thing with those credit cards. The lack of responsibility that's surrounded around them, the lack of education, and just the easy access is what causes us to fall into that trap of credit card debt so early in our first year of college.
Deacon Dan, I know. Did you get caught up in the trap? Did you get? Was you going to the mall to be fly with that credit card?
Well, luckily I didn't get caught up in that.
Okay.
And I had got my student loan, and the student loan was giving you so much, at the end of the month that that you can spend the way you want to spend. But you got a lot of banks and stuff be sending these students information and about applying for a credit card. And I think that's where they get caught right there.
Yeah.
They go ahead and get their credit card and apply for it, and then they start using it. Okay, they're not working, so how they gonna pay for it? Yeah. So it's just like our boys. Our daughter. They didn't do that. We kept them. We're fortunate. We kept sending them money and put them on their food programs, and we paid for that, and they had little. When they come out of college, they had little, very little, if anything. I'd say less than a couple $1,000 that they had to pay back in student loan. Yeah. So, but I think that's one of the biggest downfalls right there. You have to watch, when you tell your kids, hey, look, you're gonna start getting these credit cards, invitations in the mail, throw them in the garbage. You don't need them. Yeah. You got to educate them.
So that connects really with my next question. This lack of communication and financial disagreement that often comes in relationships. We know relationship breakups, and we got these young men. I want me a girl. I need my girlfriend. Me and my girlfriend. Now, you want your girlfriend, but if you don't want to talk and you don't understand money, and you got that card and you got a job, and she's like, "Hey man, where's the money?" You talking about, especially when that baby come along, and now you got a little car note. Hello. Let's talk about lack of communication and financial disagreement that really breaks up marriages, breaks up relationship. Derek, what's your view there? Because, we got so many young men, they're so quick to look fly. They're so quick to get angry when they're being called out. But the reality of it is, we need to talk about this. And I mean, what's your view?
When it comes to the lack of communication, I think that in marriages, it's crazy that I harp on it so much, but social media has gave women a false sense of what a man is supposed to do or what a man is supposed to provide. And with that, the communication that they are receiving is tainting their idea of what a real relationship is supposed to be. And so as men, it's hard for us to come in and communicate certain things because they have preconceived ideas. And so when we get to a relationship, a man can provide so much, but at times, especially in early stages of a relationship, most women are starting to depend on men instead of be independent. And that puts a strain on a relationship from the beginning because the man looks at the woman and is like, it's hard for him to figure out if he's with her for him or if he's with her for financial gain. Yeah. And so for me, looking at that lack of communication and how it can affect the relationship in long term and how eventually it can be detrimental to the marriage, it's like the foundation of any relationship is communication. Yeah. And so the foundation of financial means need to be communicated too. We have to be open and honest about what we're willing to provide, what we're going to provide, and what we expect from each other in marriages and relationships in order to have a strong financial communication to make the relationship last.
So true. Dr. Levette, we are missing you this morning, sir. We're missing you. Y'all know when Dr. Levette shows up, you know, the conversation goes to that. He dropped the points. But I know he would. Give us some pointers in the comment section, Dr. Levette, if you got a moment, wherever you are. He's one of us, the guys, Saturday mornings. Listen, let me ask you this, Coach Wilborn, this whole concept, communication, lack of it, and then we're talking about financial disagreement, marriages are broken up. A lot of people, they're like, why aren't relationships holding themselves together like in times past? Well, the view of men being responsible with that money and the willingness to talk all has changed. What's your view?
My view is before you even get into that marriage, before you even get married, you should talk about, your goals. Whether they short term, long term, or whatever. You talk about those, and you talk about how y'all going to obtain those. And if you're talking about as far as credit cards or anything like that, you both need to know, what each other has and what you're spending. We're talking about marriage. We're not talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, because if you're talking about boyfriend, girlfriend, they go, hey, ain't no ring on my finger. I do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So you can't ask them that. But when you're married, it's a little bit different because y'all going in as partners together. So if one is spending on this, you're not knowing about it. Next thing you know, you're getting deep in debt, and this person didn't even know anything about it. Then there's a disagreement, there's a problem, and next thing you know, that miscommunication can cause his marriage to have a downfall and to break up. So the communication is the key when it comes to that. When it comes to credit, when it comes to anything that's dealing with money, period. So that's what I have. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this. Let me challenge the statement to the gentlemen this morning. Let me just ask you guys something. Should a credit score be asked on the initial dating process? Like, hey, man, can we talk? I need to know where your credit score is at. Or is that too, too assertive? That's too strong? Or because here's the deal. There's two kickers there. Watch this. You're on the fifth date. You're enjoying a nice dinner, and you're just talking and getting to know each other. You say, hey, can we talk about financial management and how and what are you doing with credit? What's your credit score? Now, we got people in the comment section. Angela, would you find that offensive with somebody saying financial management? Okay? And so see, Karen says, come on now. There's the Miller now. There's the Miller.
See.
I told you she was gonna boot me to the curb if I didn't have good credit. Okay. But no. But all jokes aside, when we think about that whole conversation, now here's the deal. Let's talk about credit score as you're dating. Somebody said, well, I don't want to talk about that. Well, now see that there's talking, which is going towards communicating, and money. You don't want to talk about money and you don't want to talk. That could be a red flag. Come on, Coach Wilborn.
Oh, I'm going to tell you, I'm glad you mentioned that. My thing is this. If we're going to talk about it, you're going to make sure that you are on an up and up, just like I am. I don't have a problem with you asking me about my credit score, but you make sure you tell me yours too. If we're going to do that, it's going to go both ways. You're not going to just ask me, what's my credit score? I'm going to ask you, what's yours? And if we're going to be, straight up with each other, then we can talk. But if you're going to ask me, what's my credit score, but don't want to tell me yours, then we can't talk. Come on. That?
Come on.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with talking about my credit score. Because you most likely going to do a background check on me anyway. That's what they're doing now anyway.
That's
what I'm saying? So if we want to talk about credit scores and stuff like that, let's just be, what is that, transparent?
Yeah.
And let's talk about each other's credit score. Because if my credit score is better than yours, I might go get me another date.
Come on now.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
The question is, do you have any savings? Listen, Deacon Dan, I'm interested in hearing what you think.
Well, if you saw my credit score, that's something. I guess I never addressed that. I never, really know what. Deborah, I don't think I never asked Deborah what's her credit score. But I'll tell you what happened. We purchased a vehicle, and it was that expedition we bought new, and we had signed a contract that night. And Deborah called me that morning. She said, "You need to go by the dealership because the guy said, well, our credit score, we can get a 0% interest rate."
Right.
I said, "Okay, I'm going home." So I mean, and then we went to purchase another car. I think now I'm not being prejudiced. Her credit score probably was higher than mine. Hers high 8s, mine was high 7s.
Okay,
but, there's no problem with that. But yeah, you can't ask that. But how is that really going to work? How is that really going to work? Is that going to last? I know we would say if is hers lower than his, you got to go find somebody else.
But what you saying that Karen and I are similar to you and Coach Deborah, because Karen saw it, I was like, damn, okay, that's how you doing it out. That's how you doing it, brother. I gotta come up a little bit in comparison because she had it going on with that, but brother wasn't too far behind. Okay.
I hear you. But I noticed now back when years ago, that's something that wasn't pending on us for your credit score.
Right.
Is how you paid your bills.
Yeah. Right.
And I always paid mine on time. I ain't never had no problems. But that's that credit score start coming in later years after that.
Hey, I'm from the Bahamas. We were taught just put a little something on it. The bill is $60. You put 20 on it. You put 20 on it. They ain't gonna turn it off.
That's right.
When I came out of college, you was talking about credit card. You used to get the credit card because the interest went on your taxes.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
So when they shut that down, then okay, you got to rethink. Oh no. Oh wow. That interest ain't doing no. It's not gonna help me in my taxes at the end of the year. Yeah. That's when you have to change your whole outlook.
Let's talk about this whole spirit of I got you. You know what I mean? Fellas, them just think automatically, Derek, man, listen, what's up? And you be like, man, I got you. Okay, I'll sign for you. Come on, split my paycheck in half for you. You know what I mean? I mean, this when you talk about this and friendship, what bad credit, friendship, and this breakdown element that is occurring in people's lives. What's your view on it, Derek?
I have to go back to the trust, because trust is very important when it comes to friendship. And that I got you is always a statement saying, I don't have you. It's just wait till if first it's okay, wait till I get paid. And then when that comes, because we're friends, you have some type of, you're connected to me. So I feel like I'm obligated to, have some type of grace period. And so first it was, I get paid this week. The next thing it's going to be, I get paid next week. And then eventually as friends, you feel like that obligation allows you to draw it out as long as you want to the person just finally say, you know what, forget it. We friends. I'm going to overlook it. I'm going to forgive it. And that's what I see a lot of. And so for me, it's like, if my friend keep telling me I got you, I think I need to reevaluate our friendship. Because if you got me and you keep getting me, it never comes, then I can't really trust you. If I can't trust you on the small things, I definitely won't be able to trust you in the big things.
Deacon Dan, let's talk back on that. Let's go back on that. Listen, should you evaluate your friend's status of credibility in regards to how they do life with money, and do you lend money? What's your view on lending money to friends And what's your view on, man? I got you, man. You know, don't worry. I'm gonna deal with my wife. I'll come on and I'll give you that slow 500. And the moms, they call it slow. I don't know why 500 could be slow, but I'll give you that slow.
Well, you know, I got you. That didn't happen to me. I got you. They got me. The person got me. You know, a friend. You know, you talking about a friend. Yeah, you need to establish your financial status. You know, you done know him for a while, and y'all gonna work things out. You trying to help. You know, you got in a little bind. Okay, how about helping me? You help him. And I'm gonna give it back to you. You know, so years went by, you hadn't got it back yet. So, so you know, that's why I say I got you. But now you yeah, it can break a friendship up. It just learns you. I'm gonna say, like Deborah and I got this saying: if you're gonna loan something, don't expect it back. So don't loan no more than what you don't expect back.
I'll get ready to say that.
Because a lot of times, you know, even right on through friends, you got family members, you know, that want to borrow it, and you don't get their money back. So, you know, like I say, we got the point. Hey, okay, let me hold, you know, $500-600. If I got $600, but I'm not worried about it, and I might not get it back. So if I can loan it, I loan it, and I ain't worried about it.
So Deacon Dan, you know, Coach Wilburn, the whole view of, man, I know you got it. I know you got it. Now, you know, a lot of young people don't know how to respond to that.
Right.
What I want you gentlemen, give me one sentence on your response. I know you got it. Let's start with you, Coach Wilburn. I know you got it, man. I need it. I know you got it.
And I'll be like, yeah, and I'm gonna keep it. That's my sentence.
I'm going back to you on that one. Go ahead, Derek. What's yours?
I mean, he took it right out of my mouth because I'm gonna keep it. Because guess what? If I give it to you, I won't have it for myself.
Never get it
back. Deacon Dan?
Well, I put it like this: I got it, but you can't handle it. I just leave it like that. You know, and they can't handle me paying me back, so I got it, but you can't handle me paying me back.
Hey, and I'll say, I ain't never told you I ain't got it.
Yeah.
But I know you ain't getting it. So go back to Coach Wilburn. Let's talk about this, how friendship is ruined through money. And a lot of young people don't realize, hey man, we're friends, but I can't afford to lend you. So I'm not going to give you, because as Deacon Dan says, I can't afford to walk away from it.
Right.
So having that level of, I have it, but you can't get it from me because I don't have it like that. What's your view?
My view on that is that, you know, a lot of people, I mean, a lot of friendships do break down because of that, because people feel that you probably think that you're better than them or you have more than them, but you don't want to come out your pocket to help them out. And it's dependent on the situation as well, because if I know somebody is struggling, you know, and, you know, they're good friends of mine and I trust them or whatever, then, you know, I'll help them out, you know, when I can. But if I know someone's just want to, you know, get money from me because they know I have it, then I'm not going to give it to them. I'm like, you know, why should I give it to them? And I can't worry about if my friendship is going to break down, because true friends will understand that you're not going to just be getting money from people just because you're asking for it. So, you know, that is a problem. And a lot of people do take it, you know, personally when you don't want to, you know, give them money. But it's like your wife said, you know, when you do give it, most likely you're not going to get it back. Yeah. So you have to, you know, weigh what is more important to you when it comes to your friends. And you have to sit down, you have to talk to them in regards to it. And if they don't understand, then maybe they're not the friends that you think they are. That's how I look at it.
So good. Gentlemen, I want to ask you this. 2 tips. I need 2 tips from all of you, or 3 of you, on how a young man can build his credit and on his way to building his best life. Because the truth is, practical tips can be game changing. If you're a parent watching us, grab a hold of these. And as a matter of fact, there are some adults who may be struggling with these tips. I'm going to go ahead, Deacon Dan, we're going to start with you. What are your 2 tips for a young man to literally build up good credit?
Number 1 is get a secured card.
Mm.
You know, you want one that's secured, not something that's going to be open with all these different high interest rates or whatever. But get a secure card. And another one I like for them to do is practice good credit habits. And they want to, you know, if you practice good credit habits, you stay on top of the game.
Yeah, because it is a game, and if you learn those good habits, that's so good. That's so good. Derek, what do you say? What do you say, Derek?
The first one would be, don't use credit if you're not ready to use it responsibly.
Yeah.
Don't get into the credit game if you're not fully educated on it to enough to build it in a way that you can eventually use it to do and accomplish the things that you're trying to do. And my second would be, guard your credit score like you would your life. Because basically it's your reputation in the commercial realm. In the commercial arena, your credit score is basically your reputation. So my second one would definitely be guard your credit score like you would your life.
So good. So good. Coach Wilbur?
Well, this is what I would say. You know, I would not tell anyone, especially a young person that's going to college, or even if they're not to get a credit card. Okay, because building credit is something that's very important in society today. So I would say if you do get a credit card, just like Deacon Dan said, you know, get a secured one, but get a low limit. Do not get something that's very, very high, because they go crazy. Someone offer you $5,000. Those guys, you know, especially the young ones, they're gonna go out there and they're gonna spend that money. They think that they rich. They're gonna think they Beyonce or, you know, Jay-Z or whatever. So I would say get a low credit line. And then when you get that card, you know, don't pay the minimum. You know, when you get a credit card, try to pay a little bit more each month and not pay the minimum on a credit card. Because what I did, you know, for my kid, you know, I had a credit card, and when I put them on as an authorized user, and and I see how they pay, you know, the trend of how they do things and how they pay. And that right there lets me know if they're, you know, fully mature to have a credit card, you know. And if they can't do it on my card, then I know they can't do it on their own. So that's how I taught my kids, you know, by putting them as an authorized user on my card, because they know better than be killing my card. Yeah. So my thing is, if you can do it that way, then you train them the right way, and everything should be good.
So can I borrow one of your cards so you can see how?
most definitely, Senator, because, you know, I'm going to charge you a high interest rate. You're a senator now, so, you know, if you borrow $5,000, I need $7,500 back.
All right now. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the conversation with the guys. Build your best life. You know, when we show up, man, we just wanted to talk through some things that we wish someone else had talked through in front of us that we would have been able to glean from, or we believe us talking through it would provide nuggets, practical tips to help those who are out there like, aha, I didn't know. Now you know. So guys, here's what I need you to do. Closing thoughts. Today was all about bad credit, how it affects marriage, career, health, and family. And we want to win, man. We want to build our best lives. Now, the truth is that's possible. It could be done, but it has to be very strategically done. And so I'm real interested in hearing what your closing thoughts are. We're going to start with Deacon Dan and then go on to Derek, and then Coach Wilbur will have you close us out.
Okay. Well, my closing thought is understand credit, because credit can stop you from getting a job. You know, that's one of the thoughts I want them to understand it. You got to keep good credit. If you got bad credit, some companies look at your credit, and the first thing they won't hire you because you have bad credit. Now, I thought that really irrelevant to being, you know, getting a job, but I A lot of companies does that. They look at your credit, and if it's bad, they won't hire you. So just think about it. Keep your credit in check. Be disciplined when you're using a credit card. Interest rate on credit card is ridiculous now. I don't think you find less than 20% on interest. Some of them are higher than that. Just because you got a high credit limit, that don't mean a thing. I got a car, I got a $30,000 credit limit. Guess where that card is? In my drawer. I don't use it. Yeah. And it's because that they see I don't use it, they just keep getting, increasing my credit limit. So don't worry about the credit limit. If you don't need to use the card, don't use it. So don't use it. Just stay away from it. So, but there's also a thing about it. You got to have good credit in order to get things, houses, cars. You can get a house with a small, let's say, I'm gonna say a minimum of a credit, because I found this out. It's easier to get a house. The guy told me when I was coming up, it's easier to get a house than to buy a car on credit.
Wow.
And I understand that. Then they say, well, you say, think about it. You say, well, in the house, you got values goes up. In a car, values decreases.
As soon as you drive it off the lot.
That's right. So that was my thought. Just be cautious of what you're doing, and be respectful of what you're doing, and be disciplined in what you're doing towards your credit, and keep it in good standing.
Excellent. Go for us, Derek.
Okay, I would like to piggyback off a couple of things that Deacon Dan said. Earlier, he was talking about how in the beginning of his marriage or relationship, credit wasn't really that relevant. In the last few, probably 10 years, credit has got real sexy. It has been really advertised a lot on different platforms. And so we see, hey, come join our credit team. We're going to get your credit score to a 780. Oh, if you get your credit score to a 600 or above, we can get you funding in your business. Credit this, credit that. And it's really been brought to the forefront and made real popular, because especially through the time frame with the PPPs and all that, getting access to easy money has become like a goal for a lot of people. And so when we talk about that, and then I want to go back and piggyback on what Deacon Dan just said also, which really reiterated what I said earlier. You can't get a good job. You can't get a car. You can't get a house. You can't get apartments. You can't get a lot of things if your credit is bad. So like I said in my previous point, you have to guard your credit score as if it was your life, because inevitably it is your life. Because that is how people are going to interact with you, especially on the financial grounds. And if you don't have that in order, your life is not going to be as productive and as successful as it could be if you were to actually take the time to be disciplined with your credit score.
Get that credit right, ladies and gentlemen. All you young men that are listening, grab a hold of these principles. Coach Wilbon?
Okay. My final thoughts would be financial literacy. If you can find a way to get into a financial literacy course, if not, find someone that that's real good with money, that's in your family, or someone that deals with money, and have them sit down and talk to you about credit cards and credit, as a whole. Because my thing is, this is not going to end. It's just really beginning, and they're going to be dangling credit cards all in your face all through your life. And you have to be, very smart and educated on it to know what you're getting into when it comes to credit cards. And if you are going to get credit cards, read the fine print. The small print is what's going to kill you on a credit card. You're thinking that you're getting a whole lot of money and you're using it, but then when it's time to pay it back, you're going to end up paying double or triple. So be educated on it. And if you do get a credit card, like I said, be smart with it. Get a small credit, a secure credit line, and go from there. And you should be fine.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, this has been the conversation with the guys. Listen, Dr. Levette should be back with us next month. And you don't want to miss these talks, man. And guess what? Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go back and check out previous talks. And then share. Share it with your friends and colleagues, and especially people who have sons. You say, hey, you want me to get you that birthday gift? Go watch 4 of them videos. Listen to what these guys got to say. I promise you, they're going to grab a hold of something that's going to change their lives forever. You know what I like about this too? This content is going to be around for a long time. Okay? This content is going to be around for a long time. So pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. Once again, we want to encourage you. For those of you who don't know, you could become a monthly partner with Build Your Best Life. This is an organization that is committed to helping young men to build their best life. In addition, mothers with sons, giving them practical tips to everyday living as moms with sons. And so go to the website and find out, you know what, how I can contribute a monthly donation to Build Your Best Life. It's a nonprofit organization. Get the book. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. See, there's the book right there. There's the book right there. And so we love and appreciate you all. Thank you guys for showing up on these Saturday mornings and bringing your best game, man. I love and appreciate y'all. I'm looking forward to for us one day having a round table where we sit down in person one day. We're going to do that one day. Until next month, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, share the live link below with your family and friends. Have a great day. This has been Build Your Best Life, Conversation with the Guys. See you next month. Thank you, gentlemen.
Bye.